good boxing skills, but he doesn't deploy them primarily defensively. He employs them in order to hurt you. With responsible defense, recognizing when you're aggressive, you're going to get clipped sometimes. This would be one of the most peak kind of amazing tiny weight fights, like below featherweight in the history of boxing.
It's the biggest in the modern era.
I'm trying to think of under 126. What would you get under 126?
He has really good boxing skills, but he doesn't deploy them primarily defensively. He employs them in order to hurt you with responsible defense, recognizing that when you're aggressive, you're going to get clipped. This would be one of the peak, amazing, tiny weight fights below featherweight in the history of boxing. It's the biggest in the modern era. I'm trying to think, what would you get under 126?
When Bam's doing it, he's making you like a kid, and he's stopping you, and he's hurting you. He got the footwork like Shakur, and he's pounding you out like a David Benavidez.
Yes.
We got to talk about it.
I just want to mention one fighter, because I've compared Inoue and Bam to this guy. I want people to stop him for a second, and this is why you're sleeping on Usyk a little bit right now. Weight jumping matters when you're challenging yourself. Manny Pacquiao, what division did Bam start in?
105?
105.
108.
108.
Same as Pacquiao.
Pacquiao won his first lineal championship at 112.
And his first title at 108.
And first title, but first time he was the lineal champion. No, he didn't win a 108.
Oh, okay.
No. Lineal title, his first title at 112. Then, now he doesn't stop at every division. He jumped.
Max Kellerman reveals why Naoya Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez could be the biggest fight in boxing. And this matchup is starting to feel like a dream fight that fans cannot ignore.
Let's talk about Max, that southpaw with that foot outside and taking center control. He does that the whole time, and he makes guys pay off of the step, off of the pin.
And then when he moves in the opposite direction, it's a choice he's making.
Yes.
So he can fight you in semicircles because he can establish the outside foot, move where he wants, turn you the other way. It's like you don't know where he's coming from. It's like you're fighting.
Bam is not just another smaller name being mentioned for attention. He is young, sharp, fearless, and skilled enough to make people believe he could actually test greatness. We also call him Bam Bam. He hits hard as hell like the old Bam Bam. When I watch him, I'll just say this. If you're not into boxing, right, you're not into sports, there are certain fighters, certain players, and athletes that are so special. If you don't know
Bam, he hit hard as hell like the old Bam Bam. When I watch him, I'll just say this. If you're not into boxing, right, you're not into sports, there's certain fighters or certain players, athletes that are so special. If you don't know nothing about basketball, and if I throw on a tape of Michael Jordan, you're like, damn, this dude is different. Right. Football, right? It could be, I don't know,
Shady McCoy.
Barry Sanders, guys like, look special. When you watch Bam, if you don't know nothing about boxing,
anything about basketball and I throw on a tape of Michael Jordan, you're like, damn, this dude is different. Football, right? It could be Barry Sanders. Guys like that look special. When you watch Bam, if you don't know anything about boxing, he looks special.
Sure that he's going to get a hit because he knows that he's more powerful. He will step right in the pocket and take 2 or 3 to land his 2 or 3.
with no panic.
But the difference is, it's not that he's content with taking the shots. He's defensively responsible.
Yes.
Sometimes you're going to get clipped.
Max sees something real in him. Bam has the speed, angles, footwork, and calmness that make him different from most fighters around those lower weights. He is not just brave. He is skilled enough to make a dangerous fight feel possible. And when Max talks about Bam, it feels like he is saying boxing fans should stop treating him like the smaller guy chasing a monster. Bam is a special fighter in his own right. And that is why a fight with Naoya Inoue would feel so huge.
Has been some early preliminary conversations with His Excellency about Inoue against Bam. And I do think that fight is inevitable. I don't think it's going to be necessarily straight after the Vargas fight, but it could be as quick as in the next 2 or 3 fights. It's probably one of the biggest fights in boxing. It's one that Bam likes the idea of. But
now Eddie Hearn's comments on Bam Rodriguez add even more weight to this conversation because he has been around elite fighters long enough to know when someone is different. Bam is not just winning fights. He is doing it with control, skill, and a calmness that makes him look older than his age. That is why Eddie speaks about him like a real pound-for-pound level talent. And when Naoya Inoue's name comes into the conversation, that is when everything becomes even bigger.
I'm inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much Inoue as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite in the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And it's a hell of a fight, but I just feel like there's a gap there. There's a gap there that I don't like.
And just meet at 122. Just Bam comes up.
Bam will be coming because I think Bam settled at 114.
Yeah, he 114.
Yeah.
I'm saying, if they do fight.
Oh yeah. You got to meet at 122. Yeah, because he's at 126 now.
Oh, he kept going?
I think he's at 126 now.
Inoue is already seen as a monster in boxing. But Eddie's belief in Bam makes fans wonder if Rodriguez could be the one fighter with the style, confidence, and sharpness to make that dream fight dangerous.
Is on record for saying 126 is as high as he's gonna go. I think he's on record for saying that, but again, once you get there and you see how much more you might have left and blah 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 blah, I do think that that's a hell of a fight.
Yes, I would like to see Bam get more experience.
Bam has to have more experience.
That's the number one thing.
He has to have more strength. Let me say this real quick, and now I think we can get out of here. Strength doesn't mean putting on muscle so that you can hit somebody and clock them. There's strength that you need to withstand what you're getting hit with as well. And Bam has to really build his body up a little bit more, getting in the ring with somebody like Inoue, who has both speed, power, quick, who has the total package. I think Bam has the total package, and he's growing into becoming the total package while Inoue is there now having the total package.
6-year age difference?
Yeah.
6 years.
Let's slow it down just a little bit, respectfully. I say that with all respect.
Both been the guy off the canvas and got the knockout. I love that. So both can be put down, both can be hurt. So we'll see.
That would be a sharp.
Barack's view on Naoya Inoue and Bam Rodriguez brings a more realistic tone to the debate. He understands why fans love the idea of Bam being the young fighter with the skills, confidence, and fearlessness to test Inoue. But he also knows how dangerous Inoue really is.
Nobody's going to give Inoue $20 million, $15 million to fight those guys at 126. Yes, Nakatani's a great fight. It's a matchup we all want to see. I don't think he beats Inoue.
I don't think you want to see it. I don't think you want to see Nakatani versus Inoue. I really don't think
if you gave me an option, I would say, hell, give him more money to go down to 118 to fight Bam Rodriguez. Give Bam more money. That's the matchup and the name we want to see.
The reason why I don't like it.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If those guys went to 118 with no belts on the line, would it diminish the size of that fight and that matchup?
No, but I'm going to answer the question. I mean, you ain't going to let me, but I'm going to answer it. The size of the fight? No, but it gives a built-in excuse, and I don't like that. What I'm saying is, let Rodriguez build him. They both young. Let Rodriguez build himself up to 122. And then there's no excuses. I don't like a built-in excuse.
Nobody is going to give $20 million or $15 million to fight those guys at 126. Yes, Nakatani is a great fight. It's a matchup we all want to see. I don't think he beats him. I don't think you want to see that. But if you really gave me an option, I would say, hell, give him more money to go down to 118 to fight Bam Rodriguez. Give Bam more money. That's the matchup. And the reason why. Let me ask you a question. Go ahead. If those guys went to 118 with no belts on the line, would it have diminished the size of that fight and that matchup?
I don't think anybody's going to pose a threat to Inoue but Bam Rodriguez. I don't think
and
either
I agree.
guy.
I agree. I think they're both super special and nobody can beat them. But think about this. If 147 and 140 is 7 pounds different, that's just one weight class. That's the same thing as Bam Rodriguez going from 115 to 122.
But there's
7 pounds. So because there's a weight class in between, it's still 7 pounds. So we can give him time like all of these other guys that went up.
How many pound-for-pound fighters has Inoue beat that are top 5 pound-for-pound?
No, we're talking about the lower divisions,
answer the
man.
question,
we're talking about the lower division.
Answer the question.
Probably
none.
Zero.
Not even in the top 10, Barack. Not even in the top 10.
That's okay. So what? We're still talking about weight difference. That doesn't hold any weight. We're still talking about weight difference, and you would rather ask. You know this in boxing. You would rather ask a fighter to move up than a fighter to move down, right?
And you would rather, unless there's a huge pot of money, and we tell one guy, hey,
then he has to decide. Inoue has to decide.
We got 20 million for you.
But look how long he's been at 122 now. He's probably in his mind ready to move up to 122.
Meanwhile, Pound for Pound tweeted that Naoya Inoue and Bam Rodriguez are in preliminary negotiations to fight as soon as the end of 2026, and expect Turkey to send an offer very soon. This report instantly makes the boxing world pay attention because Inoue versus Bam is not just another big fight. It is a true pound-for-pound type matchup. Naoya Inoue is already viewed as one of the most complete and dangerous fighters in boxing, while Bam Rodriguez has been building his own case as a special young champion with skill, confidence, and fearless ambition. If Turkey gets involved and the money becomes real, this could turn from a dream fight into one of the biggest lower weight fights boxing has seen in years.
It gets annoying when people keep bringing up the name Inoue to you, man.
It does, but I mean, that's what they want to know. That's the fight people want to see. So I'm expecting the pressure on the time.
Do you kind of look at Inoue like he's your friend to your Crawford? He's like the Mayweather to your Pacquiao. You look at him like that?
I mean, I don't, but I know a lot of people want to see that fight like this. So it doesn't matter what time before or after.
Do you think it's actually realistic though? You're still really young. You're still really young. He's turning, I think he's 31 or 32. So he is getting a little bit older. He still looks really great. Do you think it's just the fact of just like the timing is a little bit off with you guys?
I mean, yeah, I guess so in a way. Like you said, he's kind of a little older. I'm still young, but I mean, the fight can happen any day, so no.
Sean is not saying Bam Rodriguez has to rush Inoue or turn it into a war right away. He is saying Bam would need to survive the early danger, stay calm, read the rhythm, and slowly start finding space between Inoue's attacks. That is what makes the matchup so interesting. Inoue
and Naoya Inoue, you have a big fight coming up. He has a very big fight coming up early next month. You want to go back down, obviously, to fulfill undisputed, but what would happen if that fight came on the table?
I'm ready whenever. You know, that fight's been brought up just as much as Chivalotito fight back then, so if that fight was presented to me right now, I'd definitely go ahead and take it.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be a very interested observer in the fight next month.
Yeah.
One of the bigger fights in Japan, I can't even remember since when. What do you make of that fight?
Is dangerous from the first bell. But Bam's best chance may come from patience, counters, angles, and not getting greedy too early. If he can get through those opening rounds without taking the big shot, the fight could become much more competitive than people expect.
You and Inoue finally getting in there, that's a fight that will define this era in the lower weight classes?
I think so. I think me against Inoue would definitely be, if not one of the biggest fights in the lower weight divisions.
Do you have a preference of where it happens? I mean, obviously you're with Mr. Honda, so I'm sure there's no issue with if it happened in Japan, but I'm sure you would love for that fight to happen maybe in Las Vegas, maybe California, somewhere where there'd be a big, Mexican-American turnout.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't care where it is. I love going to Japan anyway, so if I were to fight out there for the first time, that would be great. But like you said, if it's in the United States, that's great as well, just because there's a lot of Mexican-American fans that will support. So, I mean, it is what it is. Wherever the fight ends up being, I don't care as long as...
Bam Rodriguez just delivered another statement performance, stopping Antonio Vargas and showing again why people are starting to mention him with boxing's pound-for-pound elite. This was not just another win. Bam looked sharp, calm, and in control, using his footwork, defense, and timing to break Vargas down and close the show. At 118 pounds, he looks stronger, more settled, and more dangerous with every fight.
A year ago, Bam was at 115 pounds. He'd just come up from 112. It looked like a bridge too far, a step too far. Being at 118 and being one division away makes it much more realistic, but that was his first fight there tonight. And I think, I'm a little bit of a fantasist when it comes to matching fights. For me, You know, I know there's weight classes for a reason, but I don't think the step is too far for him at 122. But I do think it's a disadvantage for him against Naoya Inoue. I mean, it can only be when you're fighting a much bigger guy. And that's what...
The speed has always been there, but now the power is starting to match the skill, and that makes him a much bigger problem. That is why the Naoya Inoue conversation is getting louder. Inoue is still the monster everyone respects. But Bam is building the kind of momentum that makes fans believe he could be the one to test him. After a performance like this, Bam is no longer just chasing greatness. He is forcing the biggest names to notice.
That's a great fight. That's a great fight. I like Bam. He's just like so. He's just different. He's different. The way he moves is different. And I mean, Inoue is a monster as well. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I like.
Were you in the corner when you cornered?
Yeah, when Fulton. Yeah, I was in the corner when Azat sparred him.
That's
and then
what I'm saying.
I was just helping out the camp when Fulton fought him.
Okay.
So I see him in a real fight, and I seen him in sparring.
Inoue is for sure one of the most skilled, if not the most skilled boxer in the world. And it's really cool that we're seeing two guys that are so small. You know, 118 is a tiny male frame, but their skills are absolutely on display every time they fight. And I think it would make for a really fun matchup because, as you said, Inoue is the southpaw killer, and Bam Rodriguez is the most lethal southpaw, basically in boxing. To be able to have his knockout ratio at that small of a weight class says he's got real pop on his shot. And I will say, his footwork is incredible, next to none. He's able to utilize that footwork, and he reminds me of Lomachenko, but even a little bit more buttoned up on the inside and able to throw really clean combinations and just keep his opponents guessing. So he does a lot of the same style steps that Lomachenko kind of made famous, but he didn't invent, but he made famous for the modern era. But Bam Rodriguez's head movement is also next level. He's able to get out of the way and under punches so well, so seamlessly. I was very impressed with his performance.
I do see Naoya Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez as a 55-45 fight, or maybe 51-49. I just think that if Bam Rodriguez, who in his post-fight interview did say that, yo, he was surprised by the power of Vargas. Well, you know that the power of Naoya Inoue is one of the best in the sport of boxing, especially about those